Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of GGS2 Case 5. So, we have made not the final reveal, but we have revealed that Asogi Genshin is indeed not the professor, but Crimet Van Zieks this entire time. And we still don't know what happened to his will, because it got lost at some point. So, that weapon in question is apparently Crimet Van Zieks' confession/will, which we don't know where it is yet, so for the time being, we're now pressing on Vortex about being the Grim Reaper of Old Bailey.
The ghost of the brother who acted as the symbol of justice, bringing down his iron heel upon evil for the sake of his younger brother. It's exactly the sort of plot that the masses of London would love.
How horrible!
I knew that you'd accept that role if it were presented to you. Far from being the Grim Reaper, you were like London's guardian deity.
My hands are stained with blood, though.
Those who had cooperated with me the first time didn't hesitate to do so again. Detective Gregson and Professor John H. Watson. Both worked in order to keep you sinless. And that's how you managed to become on par with a god.
However, Professor Watson was invited to the Great Japanese Empire 4 years ago as a professor.
Precisely. So, his position was then taken by his apprentice. Dr. Courtney Scythe.
Dr. Sith.
The professor's execution and the Grim Reaper of Old Bailey are the tools I've used to protect the great imperial city's judicial system these past 10 years. And that's the whole story.
What, does that make you clean of all crimes or something because you're just protecting the judicial system for the sake of the No! No!
I confess before you all here and now, the one who created the Grim Reaper was me. However, there's just one other thing I'd like to say. It was all for the sake of protecting the peace here in the Great British Empire.
Lord, Art Vortex.
It's true what he's done can't go unpunished, but
The ones who were killed were villains who escaped judgment by the law.
It was all in order to protect London's judicial system.
All those who could speak on the truth of what happened 10 years ago are already gone. So I can declare with certainty that it would be impossible to continue this trial any further. Therefore, I'd like to make one request to all the members of the judicial system gathered here. The truth must not leave this room. It must never reach Her Majesty's ears. Can I entrust you with that, for the sake of this country's judicial system?
Is this really going to be the end to this trial?
There's just one thing I'd like to ask you. Defendant, Lord Baroque Van Zieks.
What is it?
I know that you're an outstanding prosecutor. It's hard to imagine that you never once suspected. Your brother, Lord Kermit Van Zeeks.
That's true. I was wondering about that as well. Though it was only very temporary, I can't say I never doubted. My brother had a very strong sense of justice, to the point where I sometimes thought it seemed dangerous. At the time, there were aristocrats who would exploit England for their own gain. They were aristocrats, and therefore untouchable. It greatly pained my brother, who was he himself an aristocrat.
And that's when the professor was born.
During the time that his crimes were beginning to pile up, my brother was not himself. And that's what caused you to doubt him. Precisely. However, it only lasted a brief while. A brief while? My brother isn't the murderer. That was the conclusion I reached at the time. And I still believe that even now.
And you have something to base that conviction on, Lord Van Zeeks?
The third victim was the chief magistrate at the time. He was the one who recognized my brother's talents and guided him in growing as a prosecutor. He owed that man a lot. No matter the circumstances, there's no way my brother ever would have murdered him.
That's enough.
What's up there, Vortex? Are you sweating about something here?
Both Clint Van Zeeks and Asogi Genshin are no more. That means that no matter how we debate the matter, we can never reach a solid conclusion.
Well,
there are only two pieces of evidence that still remain. That old ring, which had acted as the decisive evidence 10 years ago, and the 3 pages of black squiggles left by that Japanese man. The facts are as I have stated. That's the whole story.
3 pages. 3 pages. Is there only
After
2?
the trial, I intend to appear before the Ministry of Justice to accept my due punishment. This concludes today's trial.
Hold on! Hold on! You said 3 pages on the will. Excuse me. Hold the phone. Thank you for the slip of the tongue there. Thank you, Asogi.
Huh?
Thanks to you, I was able to catch on at the very last second.
What are you talking about?
Your Honor, we can't allow this trial to end yet.
What?
Today's trial is supposed to be a place where we pursue the truth beyond a speck of doubt. Just now, a certain person made a statement, and it contained a very odd contradiction.
A contradiction.
But all I did was ask the defendant a single question.
First of all, Vansik-sama reminisced about his elder brother, and Vortex-sama cut that statement off.
And that's all I did. What's wrong with that?
I feel like this is really the only case where there's been 2 slip-of-the-tongue incidents in this particular case alone, which is kind of interesting, because I don't think we've ever had any other cases in DGS where there was a slip of the tongue where we just kind of caught onto it. It's only been this case, I feel like it. I could be wrong, because it has been a while since I played through all of them, so. Which of the 2 of them uttered the contradictory words? Lord Vortex. It was Lord Vortex. Something about his statement seemed off. Think back on it, Naruhodō Ryūnosuke.
Both Clint Van Zeeks and Asogi Genshin are no more. That means that no matter how we debate the matter, we can never reach a solid conclusion. There are only 2 pieces of evidence that still remain. That old ring, which had acted as the decisive evidence 10 years ago, and the 3 pages of black squiggles left by that Japanese man.
If I may, Lord Vortex.
What is it, Defense?
There was one thing about your statement just now that contradicts a certain piece of evidence.
A contradiction?
As long as such a clear contradiction exists, the defense has a right to pursue it.
Naruhodō.
I warn you that imprudent wording could prove fatal. You say I uttered a contradiction. Then present the evidence!
There's only 1 slot left! I think I already know what that slot is gonna be, but anyway, okay, there it is, the Asogi file. Oh, it's not the Asogi file at this point. Asogi's will. There's only 2 pages. He mentioned 3. Where's this 3rd page you're talking about, Sonny? Where's this 3rd page? This is the will left by Asogi Genshin. A will left on 2 sheets of calligraphy paper.
What?
But you clearly just stated the following. That it was left on 3 sheets of paper. Could it be that Asogi Genshin's will had originally contained a 3rd page?
I was wondering what you were going to try and pull. How trifling.
Trifling?
Chief Officer Barricade, let me ask you something.
Yes, sir.
I believe you were present when that Japanese man wrote his will.
Yes, I clearly remember all those black squiggly letters of his. And there were indeed 3 pages to the will.
What?
However, his final testament concluded on the first 2 pages. And the 3rd page contained a message he wanted to deliver to his son. They held back the one thing that's actually directed to his son? What?
The only thing the Great British Empire needed was the condemned prisoner's final testament.
There was no benefit for the Great British Empire in having some strange message sent to Japan, so we decided at the time not to deliver the message on the final page of the will. Wow! Okay, I know this is like total ass pulling already, but that is such a dick move. Holy crap!
What have you done? I had a right to hear my dad's final words.
Worthless sentimentality that has no place in a court of law.
I brought the third page with me, just in case. Gimme that! Gimme!
And that's the message my father left me?
I will see that you receive it after the trial is over.
After the trial will be too late. In this situation, even something small could end up being a clue. Your Honor, the defense requests that the message left by Asogi Genshin be announced, here and now.
It's unnecessary. Those words have no value now.
The prosecution also requests that that message be presented. We must investigate all possible leads.
Very well. Go ahead then, Chief Officer Barricade. Go ahead and reveal the message on the third page.
Yes, sir! But I can't make heads or tails of these black squiggles.
This is rather impressive handwriting.
Hello!
If you'd like, I can translate this into English for you.
Father!
What are you still doing here, Mikotoba?
I am also a member of the judicial system, albeit an insignificant one. Once I've translated this, I'll withdraw again at once.
Let me just say that yes, it makes sense that Mikotoba is doing because yes, that's awesome. But also, please consider, Mikotoba was the one that took in Asogi after what happened to Genshin. So it's almost fitting that he's the one who's gonna read the will out loud. For Asogi and everyone else.
I appreciate your cooperation.
Kazuma, the truth lies in the darkness, and the only thing that can banish the darkness is Karuma. All you must do is think. Simply twist the head of the famous sword in your hand. Apparently, that's all there was.
Twist the head.
Father.
What's Karuma?
The famous sword Karuma. It's a sword passed down through my family, containing the Japanese soul. It requires no introduction.
Since we're finally here, I can finally say it. The will of Asogi! We're still lost, even after the introduction. It's this Japanese katana that was presented as evidence earlier. Apparently, he wore it on his belt in order to assassinate Detective Gregson. Asogi file. The will of Asogi Genshin, which Dame Watchin-san claimed had vanished. Apparently, it had 3 pages.
Apparently, we've reached the end of the trial for real this time.
No, we haven't, Vortex. Just calm down. What's the rush? We're just getting to the good stuff.
As the judge, I've accommodated all your requests. However, as I suspected, no new facts have come to light. Klimt van Zieks lost himself in the pursuit of justice. When he took the life of his benefactor, he had already lost his ability to see reason.
What self-indulgent nonsense! My brother was, unto his final moments.
And this point, we can't possibly know anything beyond that. Not unless by some miracle his supposed will is found.
Lord Vortex, why are you trying to rush this trial? I believe you've declared several times that everything you did was to protect Great Britain's judicial system.
Precisely. The Grim Reaper was necessary in order to fight an evil that exceeds the power of the law.
In that case, what about Detective Gregson?
And Professor Watson. Neither of them were bad people. You used them, and then killed them.
No matter how many nice words you use to try to explain it, that's not justice.
Lord Hard Vortex. What on earth are you hiding?
Dr. Mikotoba. I believe you promised you would withdraw immediately after you finished the translation. The only thing that matters in this courtroom is evidence. It appears that the defense has no evidence to present.
Yes, we do. You just gotta stop talking for a moment. And let me look at something.
In that case... the entirety of the previous debate shall be stricken from the court record.
I have good timing for breathing. This is our last chance. Naruhodō-sama. Do I have any decisive evidence that I can present? Heck yes! Present evidence! There was wait and see on the second one. One moment, please. The defense does have evidence it would like to present. The prelude to present.
What nonsense!
Hey! He's got a shock animation now.
You can't possibly have any such evidence!
You wanna bet? It's about time you caught on, Lord Vortex. This is the way this man has always been. He always manages to pull the most astonishing evidence out of somewhere at the very last second.
What?
Naruhodō, just what is this evidence?
It could be the final and decisive piece of evidence that we need in order to reveal the entire truth.
You...
Decisive?
It seems that you can't run away from this anymore.
In that case, go ahead and present it. If you can, that is. What is this decisive evidence that will expose the truth behind this case?
Simply twist the head of the famous sword in your hand, huh? I tried taking the sword into my hand and twisting the head, but nothing happened, of course.
If I may, Naruhodō-sama, perhaps this is not the head.
Huh?
This is something I learned after reading a book on swords not long ago, but I believe you're familiar with the part at the end of the sword's hilt. It's that. The head. It's also referred to sometimes as the pommel cap.
Pommel cap? Simply twist the cap of the famous sword in your hand. No way! Inside Karma's hilt.
This is a tightly rolled piece of parchment.
A document written in scarlet ink. I record this as I prepare to leave this world of my own will. We were right. This is... Now here's a fun fact. I'm playing the 3DS version, but if you actually play this on the phone when they ported it over, the text has been changed and updated. Even the signature is different if you ever, decide to just look into it out of curiosity. I discovered this when I was going through the game on my phone, and I was like, oh, that's new. I guess they just had an opportunity because better graphics. I know, you want me to continue because this is getting good. I'm sorry.
Naruhodō-sama, look at the signature at the end.
That does not look like Crimit Van Zeek's signature, but sure. Lord Crimit Van Zeek's.
And it's dated 10 years ago. It's been sleeping in here for 10 whole years, hasn't it? This is Crimit Van Zeek-sama's will.
What's this? The words written here. I can't believe this. Oh, whoops. Lord, I'm so excited too! Crimit's will! Lord Crimit's will, which was hidden inside the famous sword Karma, a strong trump card left by the Asogi Genshin. I'm gonna be real with you, I might save this for the next video at this point, just because we are 2 minutes towards the end. Do you guys really want me to cut in the middle of what's gonna happen pretty soon? Because this is the decisive evidence. I will say for sure we will probably finish this game, or at least this case, in the next 2 videos. It's probably gonna need 2 videos because I have about 55 pages left on the script. So real talk, I think it might be better if I stop here and do the final reveal in the next video, because then that way you all can enjoy what's to come in the conclusion of the trial. So, I gotta examine the thing again. Twist the cap, huh? I guess even Asogi's father liked play on words.
Maybe a secret hiding place in a place like this. Making a secret hiding place in a place like this. Excuse me. It does at first glance seem to suggest a certain playfulness, but perhaps the Asogi family has fulfilled missions throughout the ages that made such a thing necessary, and that's why they carry it with them.
Important missions involving protecting secrets, huh? That's true. When I look at him, I get the sense that he's lived his life bearing the weight of that long-standing, illustrious name. Alright, so that is it. We have the will. We've actually filled all the evidence pages. Can you believe that? 6 pages of evidence sitting here, and they filled every single slot. So you know this is the end. And unfortunately, yes, I will save the end for the next video to make it better, because I don't want to cut in the middle of it because it's pretty damn good. So I'm sorry, I chat a little too much, but I really don't think we could have squished everything in 4 minutes at the time before I started chattering. So, we will get to the conclusion of this trial in the next video. So I'll see you guys then.
go ahead and reveal the third message on the third page. There are only one message on the third page, you fuckwit.